Hey, hey, hey. Oh, hello, hello, hello. Welcome. It is Biz Saturdays, and I am super, super happy to be here with you all today and really, answer your questions on whatever is that is um, you're thinking about today within your business, right? So, um, as you know, you can always send me questions at any given point in time. If you have a question about business, if you are in this particular industry that I am in, I would love to hear, what your business is, how you're making it, and yeah, what's going on. And so if you do have questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. As well as I believe there is the link to submit a question. So yeah. Oh, Sluts and Scholars, thank you so much. For those of you who are not on Instagram, Sluts and Scholars just a note that I rock. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you are not familiar with the Be Successful official program, please make sure you check out my site. And join the official program today. You can go to qrco.de/sexbizsignup and check it out. In the meantime, I have a couple of questions that did come up. So I am going to pull those up for you so you can see what kinds of questions. So that we got. So, all right. And I love it. Y'all know what's up because you have to modify all the different kind of words when it comes to like Instagram or Facebook or, the meta life. So I appreciate that. So the first question that I got today was, how do you streamline your business ideas for your sexuality brand so that you don't put too much energy into one thing that is going to be the most labor intensive? Oh, they must be Canadian, labor intensive, leaving less energy for other parts of your brand. Excuse me. And so when thinking about streamlining your business ideas for your brand, we, as entrepreneurs, we tend to have a ton of ideas, right? Like I'm always thinking of like, oh, I got to do this and I got to do that. No. Like your brain is constantly going, right? So it's very, very helpful if you do planning. I think planning is the thing that you need to do in order to streamline your business ideas. So I encourage you to do annual planning, and then check up every quarter. And when you're doing your annual planning, though, you have to think of all the different projects that are in your head. So when you label all those different projects in your head, all you have to do is break down what those items are, right? What the budget of the project is, what the different things that you need to do in order to make it happen. And then you start, planning how you're going to make those things happen, right? And it's hard to do. A lot of times it's hard to do, by yourself. So if you have someone you can co-work with or someone who can help you with ideas, I encourage you to do that. That can be super, super helpful. But as far as streamlining your business ideas, make sure you get them down into like what we call like a project charter, right? So you put your project, you break it down. I am a huge, huge fan of the Passion Planner. And some of you might be familiar with the Passion Planner, but what's really cool is in the Passion Planner, they have the same kind of idea, sort of like, it's called my game changer. But basically it's sort of like whatever the project is, and then you break down the different things that you need to do for the project. Now, as far as, don't putting too much energy into one thing that's going to be the most labor intensive, you really have to concentrate on the one thing, right? So for instance, my one thing is the my official program, right? And so with the, the Be Successful official program, there are certain elements to the program that I am encouraging people to join the program, right? One of the things is this, right? Sex Biz Saturdays. So I'm saying, hey, everybody, come get your business question asked. I'll, ask your question. I'll answer your question. And so that will help you to, it will help, build up the reputation for you. So, and for instance, for my Velvet Lips brand, right? Thinking about, what ideas I have for that. Maybe it's, I have my Kinky Valentine, right? So that's happening on Valentine's Day. So thinking about, okay, I've done it before, so I don't necessarily have to put in, much labor except for, finding the venue, or I found the venue, but, getting the workbooks done, that kind of stuff. So I really encourage you, again, just break those things down and do the things that are most labor intensive, or do the things that you can do. If there is something that other people might can handle, right? So for instance, when I was thinking about a logo, I'm not going to make a logo, so I hired somebody on Fiverr to make a logo. So do the things that are within your wheelhouse, and then try to contract the rest of the things out of that. Okay, so that is what I believe you can do to streamline your business. So thank you so much for the wonderful question. I appreciate it. Again, if y'all have questions, please feel free to put them in the chat, put them in the comments, wherever you are, whether you're on Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube or Instagram, wherever you are, please feel free to put your questions in the chat. Now, for those of you who are in this industry, y'all know that it can be tedious when it comes to social media, because we get our platforms get deleted left and right. We have to make appeals. We have to do the things. And because, my camera's moving, because of the metadata, we really have to understand how to navigate social media. And so you always, you should check out my free social media cheat sheet. And it's just 5 solutions to help you with your social media problems, right? So it's to help you navigate social media, because we tend to, like I said, get deleted. Some of us get deplatformed, where we are not even allowed to come back to the platform at all. So, you really want to avoid any of those things. So again, download my free social media cheat sheet. And the website for that is just qrco.de/5 solutions. So get that, and make sure you, don't do the things. Don't mess your page up, y'all. That's the one thing you want to avoid. Okay, next question. Can I please explain the difference between DBAs and LLCs? Yes and no. I am not a lawyer, so I don't know like the deep intertwinings of DBAs and LLCs, but I can explain it in sort of laywoman's terms. So DBAs are doing business as, right? When you're doing business as, I could be like, I'm doing business as Successful, but my LLC, is Velvet Lips. Now you can use a DBA if you are, if you just want to, use your name differently, or you have a different name. So if I was going by Sugar Butt, right? That was just, that's my name. And that's how I was going about my business as Sugar Butt. Then I could, fill out a DBA and go through the paperwork and say like, hey, yeah, I'm doing business as Sugar Butt, but the reality is DBAs do not protect us, especially if you are doing any kind of sex work, sexuality work. DBAs do not protect us at all. So DBAs just go right back to your government name. So I highly suggest that if you are thinking about doing a DBA, just to know that you can't hide your identity in a DBA. So regardless, the paperwork is going to come back to you. And if somebody really wants to know who you are, they can just go see the paperwork and you're like, okay, DBA Sugar Butt, doing business as Sugar Butt is actually, Marla. And so it's not particularly helpful. And honestly, I just don't think it's worth it. So if you're thinking about like trying to be anonymous, DBAs are not going to be fruitful for you. Okay. LLCs, which stands for limited liability company. And I highly suggest an LLC because it's basically a way for, if someone tries to sue you or whatever, they can only sue the business and not you yourself or your personal assets. They can only take from the business, whatever the business has. So I think it's super helpful to have an LLC because if you do a DBA, you are not protected, right? So if I'm doing business as Sugar Butt and somebody wants to sue me or wants to come after me, they can come after my personal assets in a DBA. Whereas an LLC, you're not going to be able to do that. Okay. So I highly, highly encourage you if you are going to get into this industry, whether you are doing any kind of sex or sexuality work, to have an LLC and just to go through the government way and pay the taxes and do the things. Okay. So I highly, highly encourage that. You could there's different kinds of other, you could do a corporation or a sole proprietorship or anything like that. Regardless, that's, the LLC is the most popular one because it keeps you from, it keeps people from trying to hurt you in your business. So, so that is the difference between DBAs and LLCs. Now, I highly encourage you if you want to go on YouTube or something like that and find a lawyer for you, maybe in depth. I highly suggest a lawyer, but I do encourage people to go the LLC route to be the most viable for our industry, right? Okay, y'all. Do you have any questions? I see lots of y'all hanging out on the gram. So if you have a question, hey Mystique, please feel free to put it in the chat. If you have a question that you are like, Marla, I need you to answer this question for me, please feel free to submit your question and I will be happy to answer it. If you are seeing this at some other time, that's not now, make sure you check out the link to submit a question so I can answer it for next week. Hey, good afternoon. Got a kink. Nice to see you. Good stuff. Glad you're here. Make sure if you have a question, please feel free to submit your question. Let me know. Again, if you don't have my free social media cheat sheet, please go get that social media cheat sheet. It is going to help you ensure that you are, not going to do the things that are going to get kicked off of social media because, Meta be, they be hating. Hating on our industry, on our people. So let's try to navigate that as easy and great as we can. So, all right, y'all. A question on the gram. How do I get the cheat sheet? So you can get your cheat sheet by going, if you want to, I tried to access it, but was unsuccessful. Once you go to the link, so if you go to my website and you go to the events page, you'll see get your free sheet. But if you go to qrco.de/5 solutions, that it should be your social media cheat sheet. So when you go and you put your email address in, it will send you an email. So make sure my email is not blocked or in your spam. So make sure you have me as a safe sender. And when you go and click the button to download it, it should download it right away. So it's a PDF. So it's a PDF sheet, and it has the different 5 solutions that you can do to avoid getting kicked off social media. Because y'all, X is also cracking down, right? We used to, especially as like pro doms and sex workers and porn stars, use X to promote and whatnot. And now they are really cracking down. And even if you have the X premium subscription, they're still cracking down. So, we're getting hated on. So the way that if we want to be on social media, and not to say you have to be on social media to be successful, because you really don't have to be on social media. It's just helpful because social media has such a large reach, and we know people are on social media every day. So, excuse me. I just highly encourage you to check out that sheet and just follow the directions, because and things change week by week. Things change on what to submit, but overall they did oh, thank you, Be More Nothing Less. I appreciate that. Yes. Sorry, somebody put in the Instagram chat for you all people who are like, oh, what's happening? Let me drink my water because my voice is a little froggy. So the social media cheat sheet will help you to understand, because the Facebook said, geez, Facebook said that that the hashtag that will never be on the no list, which is what I call all the bad words, right? Like kink, sex, sexuality, sexologist sometimes even gets flagged. But sexual wellness. So the hashtag sexual wellness, when you use that hashtag, that will never, Facebook said they will always keep that, because they know sexual wellness is a part of good health. So that is the only hashtag that will remain permanent. Now, if you have been on social media, you know that the hashtag sex positive at one point was a banned, was a no word. So they've since brought it back. But again, it's really, you really have to, damn camera, you really have to check it weekly just to ensure. So if you're batching your content and you're scheduling your content one day out of the week or whatever, you might want to just make sure you go onto Instagram and ensure that the hashtags you are using are not no hashtags, the words you're using, because even words for body parts like nipples is a no word, right? So that will get you suppressed. So you really, if you haven't taken my sexual social media class, please make sure you sign up for that class. Because I walk you through the cheat sheet, the solutions, but I walk you through how to navigate it. Because you need to know these things in order for you not to be suppressed. Because even if you want to boost your posts or, make an ad out of your posts, you know, you need to be able to navigate that without having an issue. So, you know, I think orgasm sometimes, I think, you know, even sometimes even like technical words like penis or vulva, vagina, they kind of suppress you. I wouldn't say they'll shadow ban you per se, but they will suppress you. So yeah. All right, y'all. Do y'all have questions? If you haven't joined my Be Successful official program, make sure you check that out. It's a program, and if you join, I do have a starter kit. The starter only has like the master class, which I did at the very, very beginning of launching this program. But if you have, if you are a part of the official program, you'll have 4 live calls around strategy, marketing, clients, and hot seat coaching. And if you have the, and you can get a half price coaching. And then if you are do the upgrade, you will be able to have a 30-minute session with me. So it's a one-to-one session, and in addition to all of the calls and everything. And then you also get to join the mastermind. So the mastermind is a mastermind that I have only for sex-based and erotic-based entrepreneurs. And what we do is we go over our businesses and we put our minds together to ensure that we are not only accountable for each other, but giving each other ideas on how we need to work out things in our business. So it's really sort of, that's why it's called the mastermind, right? We put all of our minds together to ensure all of our success. So I highly encourage you, if you are going to join the program, get the upgrade, join the mastermind, because people pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for a mastermind. And I had a friend who told me that her friend paid like $17,000 for a mastermind. And you do not have to do that. It is a monthly membership program. So if you do get the upgrade, you know, every month we will be talking, we will be doing the mastermind. So it's once a month. And I believe we have it next week or the week after. So should be soon. So make sure you check that out. All right, y'all. Well, it looks as though there are no more questions. So please, if you have questions, put them in the chat. If not, that's perfectly okay. We can end this early. But I'm just here to let y'all know, like, hey, I'm here to answer your questions. And please feel free to submit your questions at any given point in time. You can DM me on Instagram if you have a question, or you can submit them on my page. So, yay. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your beautiful, beautiful Saturday if you live here in Florida. But if not, that's okay. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you later.